Hello, everyone. This is Adam with the Fear No Evil channel, back with another Saturday security tip. This is part two of managing predatory behavior. Last week, we introduced you to the concept of a shark bump. That's when a criminal wants to determine if you are going to be a good compliant victim that they can take advantage of. So they come up with something that seems innocent, and it's just a way to approach you and get in your space and see how you're going to react. It's just like a shark doesn't always swim up and eat its intended victim. Sometimes it'll bump into it to see what kind of reaction it's going to get. They're going to try to close the distance, get in your space, and gauge whether you're going to be a compliant victim. So I gave you three things to look out for to determine if you are experiencing a shark bump. And those three things are: it's an unsolicited contact from a stranger in a place that you did not go to socialize. So if those three elements are present, I need you to be aware and be ready to exercise greater caution. Again, that's an unsolicited contact. So you didn't ask for it. They just came right up to you. It was kind of random. It's from a stranger. So you obviously, stranger, somebody you don't know, and they don't belong uh, in that environment. So, if you're walking into a store and it's the Salvation Army kettlebell ringer, or the bell ringer, whatever you want to call them, or, Girl Scouts selling cookies, that doesn't qualify as a stranger in this instance, and it's in a place that you didn't go to socialize. So if you're out on the street, you're in a parking lot, somebody comes up to you, asks you what time it is, or where a certain street is, or asks you for $1 or whatever, uh, that that's no good for you. But if you're in your bowling alley, your house of worship, you're in the mall or whatever, and somebody says, "Hey, excuse me, could you tell me what time it is?" or where's this store, or how do I find whatever? That's okay. But if it's an unsolicited contact from a stranger in a place you do not go to socialize, you may be experiencing a shark bump. And so I've got a plan for you how to not become a victim if that's a potential criminal approaching you with more in mind than just getting $1 or finding out where a certain street is. So here's how to respond. First thing I want you to do is not comply. So if they come up to you and say, "Excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, could you tell me what time it is?" I do not need you to go like this. Take your eyes off of them and start complying, because you're signaling to them that you're going to be a good victim, that you're going to cooperate with their plans for you. You're also taking your eyes off of them. So that's not a good thing. First rule is do not comply. Whatever they're asking you for, no, don't do it. The second thing is I need you to take charge. So they don't get to be in charge of this encounter. You need to be in charge. And these really could be the same thing. Do not comply and take charge. So if you have something that they want, you don't know this person, you don't owe them anything, but they want something from you, then you have the power. You take control. You take charge of the situation. So, and the first thing you need to take charge of is managing your space. That's the next thing. Manage your space. So, one, do not comply. Two, take charge. Three, manage your space. So, you don't need somebody coming up and getting within arm's distance of you and distracting you and taking control of the situation. So, don't do what they're asking you to do. You take charge. Say, "All right, I need you to go wait over there," if you want to stop and engage with them. If not, just keep on going. You don't owe them uh, the opportunity to stop you and to start explaining what you have going on, or giving them excuses. You can just simply say, "I've got to go," and keep on walking. So don't comply. Take charge. Manage your space. You do not want them close enough to reach you and to do anything to you. Maintain awareness of your surroundings is the next thing. So they could be working in concert with somebody else. They could have somebody hiding behind another vehicle or around the corner, or about to pull up in another vehicle. So I need you to look around as soon as you're able, assuming that you've managed the space and you don't have this stranger that is initiating an unsolicited contact in a place that you didn't go to socialize. You don't have them in your space. So as soon as you've taken control and managed the distance, I need you to maintain awareness of your surroundings and make sure nobody else is coming up behind you. And then the last thing is break contact. So, and do that on your terms. So whether that means you just say, I don't have time for this and I've got to go, and you keep walking, or maybe you felt like interacting with them. Maybe you felt like they weren't a threat. And so you said, all right, you want $1, go over there on the other side of this vehicle and face the other direction. And I'm going to leave the dollar on this bumper and you can get it once I walk away. So if you want to do that, if you know you're going to be in an area where there's homeless people, needy people that are going to be asking you for money, if you're inclined to do that and interact with them, I would have $1 or whatever in a separate area. So you're not standing there taking out your wallet in front of them and fishing around through there. So have that dollar or whatever you want to give them in a pre-staged and separate area if you decide you want to interact with them. So that was a lot. Let me back up and review. Shark bump is an unsolicited contact from a stranger in a place that you do not go to socialize. If all three of those elements are present, they might have bad plans for you. So I need you to exercise caution, and here's how to do it. Do not comply. Don't do whatever they're asking you to do. You take charge. You decide how that interaction's going to go, and it may mean you you just keep walking. Third thing, manage your space. So don't let them within arm's reach. Fourth thing, maintain awareness of your surroundings. Realize that they could be working with somebody else. So as soon as it's safe, I need you to look around, make sure nobody's creeping up on you. And then lastly, break contact and on your terms and go away safely. So you might be wondering, hey, what's wrong with telling somebody what time it is? That's a pretty common courtesy. What could that possibly hurt? Well, if this is a shark bump, if they have criminal intent, if they want more than just to find out what time it is, let me demonstrate what's wrong with that. Excuse me, sir, could you tell me what time it is? And I go like this. First thing, I'm complying. I'm signaling to them that I'm going to be a good victim. I'm going to cooperate. I'm going to do whatever you want. You have control here, and you can walk away with whatever mind that you want. So that's not a good signal. Second problem is I've taken my eyes off them. I'm distracted. So while I'm doing that, they could be about to stick a knife in my belly while I'm not looking. So we don't want that. And the third problem is they're checking out my watch to see, hey, is that a Rolex? Is that a Breitling? Is that something I want to take to the pawn shop? It's not. But that could be part of their plan, is to see whether you have a watch on that they want to steal. So don't comply with any of that. Just, if it's me, I just keep walking. Tell them you don't have time for this interaction. All right, so they pretend that they want $1 from you. Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong with giving them $1? Well, if they say, for example, excuse me, sir, could I have $1? Suppose I wanted to give it to them. So what's wrong with that? Well, first thing is I reach for my wallet. So now it's not concealed. They know exactly where it is. It's out in the open. Another thing wrong with that is that I'm complying, which is signaling to them that I'm going to be a good victim. Next thing is, they said all they wanted was $1, but while you're going for that, they're looking at everything else that's in your wallet. And then lastly, you've just given them access to this whole thing. So they could be checking it out. Oh, that's a nice credit card, nice driver's license. You're not supposed to have your social security card in there, but I saw it. So I've got everything I need for identity theft, or I can get all your cash, or I can get your credit cards. You've given them access to everything by complying with them and reaching for $1. So that they might act like that's all they want, but that could very well not be the case. So that's why you don't want to comply when they ask you for what time it is, or comply when they ask you for $1. That seems innocent, but it could cost you a lot more than uh, telling them what time it is or giving them $1. So, shark bumps. Don't be a victim. If it's an unsolicited contact from a stranger in a place that you do not go to socialize, be wary. So don't comply, take charge, manage your space, maintain awareness of your surroundings, and break contact. Do all those things, you'll be much safer, less likely to be a victim. If there's anything else I can do for you, check out my website at fearnoevil.us, and we'll see you back here next week.